Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Burn This Podcast in 2025. Man, I hope your Januaries have been okay. It's been crazy here in LA. Feels good to be getting back to the business of putting out albums by good and funny people. And our first album falls very much into that category. Shanda Sung is out of Bloomington, Indiana, and her album is called Pickles. And I really enjoyed my conversation, and I hope that you enjoy it too. Her album right now is available for pre-order on Amazon, iTunes, and Bandcamp. And after February 7th, it will be everywhere to stream as well. But buy it. Come on. Let's really support artists in this time, man. Shit is crazy, and, we need each other. All right, enjoy my conversation with Shanda. Happy 2025.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn.
This podcast. Your kids are upstairs watching stuff. You're down here podcasting. Mom on the run, fucking doing comedy, doing everything. How many colors do you have on your calendar? What's like your organizational sense?
It is a hot mess. I was actually with a friend of mine. We had time to like meet up, and we were trying to make time to go watch Wicked together. And I pulled out my calendar, and she looked at it and said, "That makes me want to throw up." I was like, I feel that way as well. So yeah, it's a lot. We're in the youth sports phase.
Oh,
which
okay.
is turning out to be like busier than the toddler phase.
Gotcha. Yeah. Do they all play different sports or kind of the same, or like what are you working with?
Some
over
the
there?
same, some different. Yeah, it depends on the season. Usually at least two of them are in the same sport, and then one of them is doing something different.
Of course.
But, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, right now it's wrestling and gymnastics.
Okay.
And Girl Scouts.
Nice. So cookie season is upon us.
Oh yeah. We're deep in cookie season right now. I'm hawking those cookies for sure. And she's a daisy. So like she's 6 years old. She does not have the entrepreneurial spirit at this moment. So I'm doing all the heavy lifting on that for sure.
Of course. Yeah. What is it like being like, because I was in Girl Scouts for a couple of years as a kid, and I had a bad troop. Our scout leader was like boy crazy and like only wanted to talk to us about like who we had crushes on and stuff, and I hated it. I remember like camping out overnight at like the Maryland. I'm from Maryland, and we went to like the Maryland Science Center overnight, and we were like sleeping among like dinosaur skeletons, and I was like, "This is the best night of my life."
Yeah.
And she was like, "So you guys want to play like MASH or something?" And I was like, "Shut up." There's a T-Rex skull.
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly. I want to go run around the museum at night. There are books written about this shit. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. They're not doing overnights yet.
Yeah.
It's still a young troop, but it's been really good. It's been fun. I didn't do a ton of it when I was a kid, and so it's been fun to get back into it. And then like I'll hear a song, and I'm like, oh, I remember that. Like that's been living in the back of my brain for 30 years. Like,
isn't it funny when like a song will just like turn you on like a Manchurian Candidate or something when you're like, oh no, I know that. That's just in there. Okay.
I'm activated. I need to have a new female friendship. Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, where did this bracelet come from? I don't understand.
Yeah, right.
Do they still make the well, they're probably too young to do it now, but what was that that like plastic shit that we made all the bracelets out of? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, it was like weird plastic cording, and it was a series of knots and stuff.
Yeah. I could never do that.
Doing that.
You could do it?
Somebody would have to start it for me and like end it for me. But yeah, we haven't gotten to that point. My daughter did get like a bracelet making kit for like a birthday or something. And we tried to sit down and do it. And I was like, we're going to put this in the closet for like 4 years, and then we can revisit it, I think.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Is it like, are cookies like, are you in like a competitive troop? Is like that a competitive thing? Like how many you sell and stuff, or?
It's not too bad. They're fairly chill, but they're just, some of them are like sold way more than we did. I think like last year was the first year of the troop, and we started selling cookies like right after the group formed, so it was very brand new, and so I didn't make much of an effort. And then I'm like, oh no, she sold the least of everyone. And this year I'm like, we gotta not be the least. Like, we've got to at least do that. But it's my family and my husband's family, they all live minimum 3 hours away, so it's hard to, like, kind of some people, like, if they grew up around here and have a ton of extended family, it's a lot easier for them to do that kinda stuff, so
Yeah,
we're
for
fighting
sure.
an uphill battle, but they do sell themselves to a degree. Like,
Yeah.
I send it out to the comics, and they're all 22 and stoned, and they want Girl Scout cookies.
I was gonna say, do any of like the comedians in your scene get jealous that you have actual children?
I would say, no, because I have them babysit so often.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Comedy has been a babysitting pool for me to a degree as well.
Well, good. I'm
Uh,
glad you're not just like a comedy mom in your scene and then like just being extracted from. That's good. I'm
yeah,
glad you're able to like there's a give back there. Good. I'm glad.
there's a separation. Yeah. Yeah, we're pretty I mean, I'm Bloomington, Indiana. It's not a
Mhm.
big city, and so therefore not a big scene, and so we're pretty tight, and, like, there's not a ton of drama, which is
Yeah.
nice, and, uh yeah, we're good buds and they've been super supportive. Even like the early days of doing comedy, there were a few times that my husband was working and I
Mhm.
just like had to be on the open mic.
Yeah.
And I drove my van full of children to the open mic and then had a comic come downstairs and sit in the van with them while they watched something on the DVD player while I went up and did my 5 minutes and then drove home. And is
Aw.
it good parenting? I don't know, but it we did it.
I think it's good. It's good to be exposed to all kinds. And it's like the grim version of that, which I've seen in LA, is we used to have oh man, we used to have this horrible like California's funniest female competition, which was always like
Yeah,
a nightmare show that was basically just a bringer. But I'd get asked to do it and I would do it and just be like, "Oh, it's stage time. I don't care. Vote me out, whatever." But
yeah.
one year there was like a mom that brought all of her children aging from like probably 16 down to like 5. So she had like 6 or 7 of them. And she was like, they can all vote, right? Like they're all. And then here's the thing, she did not get 6 votes. She. So,
I mean, there's there's no way that your 16-year-old is voting for you.
no, no way at all. She's actively sabotaging you.
Yeah, yeah, like, I have to be here. I'm with all my siblings. You are my mom, and by default, everything you do is cringy and terrible, so
That's,
because I'm 16.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Um, I'm like my oldest is gonna be 12 soon,
Mhm.
and we're rapidly approaching the point where, he's
Oh,
embarrassed by me. So, like,
oh,
right now he's into it, like,
yeah, yeah.
he thinks it's cool, but, at some point he's gonna be like, "Oh, my mom," like, somebody recognized her at
Yeah.
a store or something.
Totally. Well, I mean, he should be lucky. You don't have a ton of like you don't have a ton of jokes about your kids. Is that like a conscious thing, or is that those are their stories to tell, or like that's for the next one, or where are you at?
It's kinda like I had a lot more, like, parenting stuff. So when I first started comedy, I only had one.
Hmm.
And so in the time I was doing comedy, I was pregnant and gave birth twice.
Hmm.
And so I had a lot of pregnancy material, a
Yeah.
lot of like newborn phase material. But then as they got older, I would do a little like, oh, my kid said the funniest thing, it was this.
Hmm.
And and then I just didn't love that. It felt
Yeah.
like I was like, I'm not writing that joke.
Yeah.
They they wrote that joke, and, so I
Yeah.
kinda, like, came away from it, and there was one, show I took my oldest to, and I told a story about him,
Mm.
and, he was like, "I don't like that you said that," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, the audience, they thought I was talking about your brother, so don't worry about it," and he was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay." But then I was like, "Alright," so I skated out of being in trouble in that one, so, yeah, I don't want that situation. I don't want them to hear an album, they're
Yeah.
gonna hear it and be embarrassed that I reference having sex with their dad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's embarrassment enough for them. They don't need to be like, "Oh, she is talking about me in this." So, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to, like, lessen the amount of stuff they have to talk to a therapist about later if I
Man,
can.
Look at this funny comic and good mom. You don't see it very often. So
Ooh, it's a hard line to walk sometimes.
Where are my other moms at? Where are my moms? Yeah. Woo. All right. These are the seats we're going to have to sanitize because we pee when we laugh, don't we, ladies? A little bit. You got your poise pad on? I got mine. No sneezes sneaking up on this bitch. Not again. Not again. I am a mom. I've got 3 kids. They are 10, 7, and 5. And I am losing my mind. I'm going crazy. The other day, I called my son by my husband's name. And then I called my husband by my dog's name. And then I called myself by my dead neighbor's name, and it felt good. So I opened a credit card in her name. I keep it in my purse just in case. Because mommy is 2 or 3 stupid YouTube videos away from driving into the sunset. It's tough. I like being a mom. I do. I like being a mom. My kids are great. It's just, it changed me, you know, and I didn't expect it would. It like gets in. It makes you a different person. Before I had kids, I would say things like, I'm going to be a cool mom. Those aren't real. I'm sorry. They're not. We're not cool. I'm sorry. I can't, like, I am a grown adult who tells my other adult friends that I need to use the potty. I don't like it any more than you do, but I can't turn it off, you know? You become mom, you can't stop being mom. Like, 2 years ago, my husband and I decided we were going to go to Lollapalooza, the music festival in Chicago. We're like, we're going to leave the kids with the grandparents. We're going to go have fun. We're going to blend in with the young people. But I blew our cover because I can't stop being mom, right? I'm just there handing people napkins out of my purse. I pull out a baggie and shake it, like, you want some? Goldfish? You do. You want some? Every crying girl I saw, I was like, it seems like you're having a big feeling. Can you use your words and tell me what it is? I don't know if you've been to a music festival recently. There's a crying girl every 10 feet, okay? I didn't get a lot of music watching done at Lollapalooza because I was too busy gentle parenting a bunch of girls named Madison.
I felt like I kind of got a chip on my shoulder because I got asked to do like a few mom shows, and I wanted to, I'm not a mom comic.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be like pigeonholed in that way.
Yeah.
But then also I am a mom, and it's a huge part of my life and what I think about day to day. And so like I'm going to forgive myself a little bit more about wanting to write about that. And also it's relatable to other people. So I'm trying to be a little, like, I think I went too hard the other direction, and I'm trying to come back.
Totally. Yeah. I think it can be hard because we want to like define people by just like a few buckets. And it's like, we're all complex people that you're like, yeah, you're a mom, but you're also like all these other things. And like moms can do more than mom shows. I guess what? Right. Moms go to see other stand-up shows too. And also like people that aren't moms can hear opinion or can hear jokes about being a mom. Imagine if we like had empathy for every point of view.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I can go in Bloomington, that's a town filled with 21-year-olds who are just absolutely terrified by the idea of pregnancy and parenting at this point in their lives. And if I can make them relate and laugh, then, you know, I've done my job. So
yeah, no, totally. Yeah. We have something in common. I had a breast reduction 14 years ago now. And it's like, I consider it one of the 4 to 5 best things I've ever done for myself in my life.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like,
yes. Oh, man. Yeah. I would do it every 6 months. Like I would, like, yeah, definitely happy to have done that. Actually, I think I might have talked to you about it.
Oh, really? Like, oh, shit.
Yeah. So
maybe, yeah.
I think that you were at the Comedy Attic featuring, and I was like a brand new baby comic. And I think I remember you doing breast reduction stuff. And at that point, I was like, I want a breast reduction so badly. And I think I kind of talked to you about it after the show.
Oh, man. Was it Chad Daniels?
It probably was.
I bet it was that weekend. Holy oh, man. That's amazing. I love small world. I love that.
I mean, just for years, I wanted one, you know? So anytime anybody brought one up, I'm like, tell me about it. How how did you go about it? How do you feel about it? And so when I was finally able to do that, it was awesome. And I will talk to anybody about it anytime because highly recommend.
Well, it's interesting because it's like there isn't a lot of like, unless you are actively being like, hi, talk to me, there isn't a lot of info about out there, I think, about it, or at least there used to be. Like, I remember once I said that because I remember I made a post because I was like, I'm getting this done tomorrow. Nobody better have a fucking problem with it, was like the way that I approached like the LA open mic scene. I was like, I'm gonna put a Facebook post up that's like a little bit maybe too aggressive, but like,
Yeah.
I will actually kill you if you have a problem with this.
Yeah.
But I had so many people that like DM me and were like, oh, my mom did it. It was the best thing she ever did. Or like, oh, my sister, or like I had an ex that did it or something. And like, I was really shocked at the number of people that low key have had it done that, you know, I mean, and not that it would come up that often in conversation. I mean, like, you know, I'll talk about it constantly because I'm like, oh yeah, you want to know? Get in here. Come on.
Yeah. I go like days and weeks without thinking about my boobs. And like that never happened before. I had to think about them like every 10 minutes. Oh, they're uncomfortable. I'm hot. I'm just rubbed them up against somebody when I was walking by. I didn't mean to do that. So
yes.
Yeah, I was happy to and just like call out men being weird about it in the audience is my favorite. My favorite.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was always very much of the opinion that like it was the one thing that if like a heckler was like shitty about before I got my reduction, it was the one thing that I knew could hurt me because it was like a thing that I hated so much. And I was like, ooh, this like is a chink in my armor. But then after I got it done, I felt so much empowerment about just like being able to have taken control of this like thing that I had always been frustrated by and was like out of my control. And I was like, oh yeah, I feel unstoppable now. Please say something. Look at all the jackets I can wear.
Yeah. Look how I'm not getting like a line of sweat under here as I'm on stage for so long.
Yeah, it's fun. I remember getting I got it done at this weird med spa place out here, which was like cool at the time. It's gotten like more Botoxy over time because I was still in their email list. It was funny this year they did they had like a holiday party during the day. They were like, holiday party at the med spa, and I was like, that sounds fucking weird, I'll go. So I like took a friend of mine over, and it was like all these raffles for like laser facials, and I was like, man, this place has changed a lot since y'all chopped my tits off.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went too. It was like a like a med spa sort of thing. And they actually, after I got the reduction, they gave me a certificate for like another procedure. And I'm like, no, I will not be coming back. Thank you though. No. Thanks for this. I'm not worried about anything else. Like, I'm happy now. I got this. I got LASIK.
Yeah.
I feel like freaking Wolverine now. I've got
exactly. These are my procedures. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I remember walking into like the hospital for surgery, and there were like a bunch of gals that I was like, oh, I think you guys are like here to go the opposite way because you wore your lashes to surgery. Like, I'm in sweats and like did not wash my hair because I was like, whatever, I got to take a shower tomorrow anyway. So
yeah.
Sports bra shopping is the second worst type of shopping you can do. The first worst, of course, swimsuit, right? And it's that season. I don't know if you've been to Target. They've got them out, whatever those are. I don't like, there are strings, straps, little scale. Like, those are not structurally sound. What are those? If I put on a Target bikini and went to the beach and tried like a Baywatch run, boom, sex offender, immediately. Immediately. And then I can't chaperone my kids' field trips anymore. And I want to know how maple syrup is made. So. Figure that out. But sports bra shopping is the second worst type of shopping you can do because you have to get it exactly right, you know? You have to buy it tight enough that you don't knock yourself unconscious while you're working out. You cross that line, you get it too tight, you can't take it off when you're tired. I've crossed that line before. I've been in the locker room at the gym with one chicken wing hanging out like... Please, God, free me from this prison. God did not free me from that prison. Judith did. She was the only other woman in the locker room at the time. She is 74, and she was nude. She cut me out of that thing with toenail clippers. I love Judith. She's my flat-tittied guardian angel. And they're not flattering sports bras, and I know that's not the point, but they could do better, could they not? Because what do? They smush them into one super boob. But I'm on the treadmill, I'm running, and the effect is sort of like a beaver tail. Just slapping the water, warning other beavers of danger down the river. The people taking their headphones out like, is there a bear in here? I don't know why I'm surprised sports bra shopping is bad. Regular bra shopping also bad. I have to buy large bras. I don't know if you've seen the section of the store that has large bras. What is happening there? What did we do to deserve this? They're so ugly. They're so ugly. And like, I don't get it. The only thing that makes sense to me as to why regular bras are so ugly is that the person who designs large bras, the man who designs large bras must have a deep, fundamental fear of breasts. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is that he's in the boardroom pitching his design. It's like, listen, they startle so easily. No bright colors. Beige. Beige only. They're like a bull in a ring. They will charge. And I want padding. I want a 1/4 inch of padding over the whole thing, okay? I've never touched one, but I can only assume they're jagged. And I want 4 clasps. You hear me? 4. They yearn for freedom. We can't have one escaping. It could destroy a town. My pappy's farm was flattened by an errant titty. And I say never again. I don't get it. They're big. They're not dangerous, okay? Though I will admit they do tend to wander, don't they? Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and one's just in my armpit. Like, what are you doing over there, you scamp? Get back over here. But they're not dangerous. Though I will admit, I do have an agreement with my husband that if something terrible happens to him and it looks like he's not going to pull through, I have been instructed to smother him to death with them. Because he would like to die as he lived. Which gives me a business idea. Travel around to nursing homes and hospices. Letting horny old men and lesbians go out on their terms. Call it Titties of Mercy. You all get a discount. I want to tell you, I wrote that joke about 1.5 years ago, and 1 year ago, I had a breast reduction. Yeah. Men are never excited about that. I hate to break it to you, fellas. You get real fucking weird when I bring that up. I gotta say, I tell men I had a breast reduction, and they're like, but God gave you a gift. And you wrecked it. Well, God never shut his own nipple in a car door. All right, so. I'm satisfied with my choices, is what I'm saying.
your album is called Pickles, which is named
Mm-hmm.
after one of your first children.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like if you consider dogs like in the realm of kids or whatever, where all that falls, but I know it's different. But
Yeah. Well, she was. I mean, yeah, my dog Pickles, my husband and I got her when we were dating,
Mhm.
from a puppy and raised her, and she was smart and a terror and
Yeah.
and was great, and at one point he and I broke up for 4 months, but needing to come together to have like shared Pickles custody sort of
Yeah.
brought us back together. So
Aw.
the three of us were a unit for a while, and then we ended up getting another dog and then eventually kids.
Mhm.
But yeah, so she passed away,
Yeah.
and it was a wild experience. And as soon as it happened, I sent it to I sent the result of it, which is basically the closer on the album,
Mhm.
to Matt Alano Martin,
Mhm.
a mutual friend of ours. And
Yeah.
I sent it to
Love
him. I was
Matt.
like, and he was like, "Oh, so you're gonna have a bit in like 6 months?" And I was like, "Yeah, pretty much."
The final gift. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and it was, and it's like I love that. I love digging a hole and writing myself out of it, and like
Mhm.
leading up, like my dog's dead.
Yeah.
Here's why this is gonna be funny,
Yeah.
and
Trust
that
me.
is yeah, when you nail that, it just feels so satisfying to be
Mhm.
like, "Okay, I'm taking you on a journey that is starting nowhere funny, and we're gonna be laughing by the end," and
Yeah.
it just is great. I'm really proud. I love that bit so much. Also, I get
No,
to
yeah.
scream a lot in it, and that's always enjoyable for me.
I love a joke that just feels like a valve in your set where you're like, "Ooh, I get to just like, let it go a little bit here."
Yeah. Yeah, and when I recorded it, I went really hard. We did 4 shows. We did 2
Mhm.
Friday, 2 Saturday, and I went pretty hard on Friday. And Jared, the owner of the Comedy Attic, was like, "You're gonna need to pull back, or you'll have no voice by Saturday." And I'm like, "No, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine."
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, what kind of dog was Pickles?
She was a Shar-Pei Beagle.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
Okay, so a
yeah.
lot of folds. A lot
Lot of
of
folds, a lot of, like, itchy skin problems,
Mhm.
and also, like, a taste for blood.
Yep.
Like, she
Oh, yeah.
just, yeah, we had another dog named Lucy who has also since passed away, but,
Mhm.
Lucy was very lazy, and
Mhm.
Pickles, didn't like to eat anything that she killed, so they were a
Mhm.
good team. Pickles would
Aw,
hunt it down, Lucy would devour it. It was
nice.
disgusting. And no baby bunnies survived in my backyard, but yeah, she definitely had that beagle, like, you
Mhm.
could see her eyes just, like, disappear, like, "Nope, I'm focused. I am full
Wow.
animal right now."
Yeah,
Uh,
I have an 18-year-old dog. He's the one of the part of the logo for the label.
yeah.
And he has never killed an animal, but he has bitten most comics in Los Angeles.
So he's discerning.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. He's like, I want the prey to come to me. Like the comedy festival you could put together on the people that he has bit is kind of it's a bitchin' lineup.
The marketing on that would be great,
Yeah,
I
just
think.
like here's the don't pet the dog comedy festival, and it's
Yeah.
just everybody that my dog has bitten, while he sits in a throne just staring at everybody. Yeah, no, I mean it's like fun to like get to memorialize a pet like that. I think where you're just like
Mhm.
this is a bit that's like gonna this will live on, and this is how I get to keep saying I love you or whatever like into the future.
Yeah.
Like it's a big reason I threw him on the logo because I was like I mean I also have I've been gifted a lot of art of him over the years, which is great, but there's like a lot of it in my home to a degree now that I'm like, man, it feels there's a shrine for somebody that's still here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's so
that seems
good.
like a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Good
yeah,
problem to have though.
it was good. It just made sense for me to write that. I'd been working on the joke for a long time, and as soon as I decided I wanted to do a special, and I
Mhm.
knew that that joke was gonna be on it, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be called Pickles," like,
Yeah.
100%. It's yeah.
Aw, I love that. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Man, Lucy will be the second special. And now it's just whatever after whatever animal.
Yeah. Yeah, Lucy can be number 2. We're currently a pet-free home. I don't know how long that's gonna last. The kids kind of struggled because the dogs were not super into playing with them when they were at playing age. Like, they were grumpy old ladies at that point. And so they would love a dog with a little more zest for life at this point. But I'm like, it's nice to be able to travel and not worry about taking care of the dog. So
that's a whole new color on the calendar we're not ready to deal
with.
Yeah.
And Lucy especially, she was diabetic, and so the care for her, like, towards the end was a whole lot, and she bit several people as well.
Yep.
Including a poor lady. We tried to do Rover, and we're like, certainly we're gonna have somebody who can handle her, and immediately no.
Nope. She's like, not in my house. Get the hell out.
You're like, I don't know you.
I don't want to know you. Not interested. I mean, Jack is like, I feel insane because I've like introduced him to pet sitters. He has a few that he's cool with, but like they come in and he just needs to bark at them for like several minutes until he's like, I've exhausted myself and now I can piss. Like, he just needs them to know that he's upset that it's not me. And it's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'll be back as soon as I can be. Right now it's just not possible.
I think that's just old man behavior. Like, I've got to let you know that I'm displeased with this whole situation, and then I can move on with my day.
He's so old. He feels like he's become like a little old man at this point. I'm just like, you've transcended dog to you've self-actualized into tiny old man. Like, you should be wearing overalls or something, but I won't do that in dignity to you.
That are just real high.
It's a real high pant on it would be perfect. Maybe someday, Jack. He has somebody bought him a little, like, a D-Dog tracksuit, and he wears that. It looks like Tony Soprano. So that's the most indignity I'll put upon him. Well, he has a Grinch sweater that he wears for Christmas too, because he is a Grinch. So that's that's the wardrobe. That's what we're working with over here.
The only time we ever put clothes on either of the dogs, when we had our daughter, someone gave us a baby onesie that said, like, sorry, boys, daddy said I can't date until I'm 30, or, something like that. And I was like, I'm going to, like, just throw this away. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I put it on Pickles. And she was just wearing around the house when my husband came home. And he was like, that's right. Not till she's 30.
Yeah, exactly. Are you here to date my dog?
She's too young for you.
Yeah, exactly. Whole new set of problems.
I feel like we know each other pretty well now. Don't you think? We know each other well. I think that I can get a little dark for you guys. Do you think we can get dark? Oh, yeah. All right. Let's get dark. I had to have my dog put down last year. Yeah, nobody ever thinks it's going to be that. They're like, surely she killed a man. But yeah, I had to have my dog put down. It was hard. It was really hard. But, like, it needed to happen. It did. Because she knew too much. That's not why, okay? But it easily could have been, right? I assume from that reaction you all have pets. Who has pets? Yeah. I want you to think for a second about a time that your pet walked into a room of your house and found you in there doing something and said, Jesus Christ. I eat my own shit and you're disgusting. So you know what I'm dealing with, okay? I had that dog for 12 years. She knew way too much about me. Like, I know that on more than one occasion, she saw me sneeze, knew I peed a little, and then watched me just go to work. What, am I going to change again? And that's just what I'm willing to admit to you in a microphone, okay? That dog knew me way too well. But it was sick. She got to the point she was very sick, and we knew like it had to happen. It needed to be done. And the weirdest thing about it was that I had to call the vet and make an appointment. And my vet's office is so nice. They answer the phone. They say, "What type of appointment can I make for you today?" And I said, "An assassination?" That's what I put a hit out on my dog, okay? I called a man. I said, "She's a 1-foot tall brunette and she smells like ass." And he said, "Consider it done," and hung up the phone. I feel like this is the part of the joke that I need to remind you all that I loved that dog very much. I did. And writing this joke has really helped me deal with the grief of losing her. So if you don't laugh, she does get deader. I don't make the rules. I did love her. I loved her so much. I did. And she hated me. I think her main problem with me was that she thought she was like a ferocious beast of the wild, and I named her Pickles. She took that personally. Every time I would say her name, she would glare at me. I'd be like, "Pickle, want some peanut butter?" And she'd be like, "Bitch, I am descendant of wolves. But yes, I want the peanut butter."
You've got a great joke on here about how hot your husband is, but also what a hillbilly you are. And I really love that you guys found each other in college and have just like made it work since then. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, we met like within 2 months of coming to college, and he looked very kind of young. Which sounds not great for me, honestly, but he was always very baby faced, and even now I think he looks younger than he is, and like he had grown up in a city, and I was just in the middle of nowhere, so we didn't have a lot in common. And we would just be like, what? But I'm like, I have slowly, like, he will mow the lawn, shirtless, drinking a beer in black socks. Like I have brought him into the hillbilly fold.
There's a lot of freeing stuff there that it's like, welcome in. It's you can be proud of monster trucks, like
yeah, we're just vibing out here. We've got our Budweiser. We're sitting in the garage. Like it's a good place to be. But it's kind of nice. We just sort of grew up together and still doing great. And he is like always on board with whatever I want to say about him on stage, which is nice. I always run it by him and he's like, "Yep, cool." Like,
that's nice. Good. That's nice you run it past him too. I think there's like, that's the key, I think, to like a healthy relationship with a comic or whatever, is to be like, "Hey, I just need you to consent to this bit. I'll rewrite it to make it so you do, but like
and like he knows if he was ever like, I don't love that portrayal of me, like I would change it, but he's just a laid back person, so he's like, "Yeah, it's fine, whatever."
Yeah, definitely. He's a detective. You talk about this in the album. Does he wear like a hat with the thing in it, like a detective? Or does he
only in the bedroom, Brandie.
Hey,
I love a Sherlock type. He's he actually is no longer a detective. He was a detective for 3 years, and now he's back out on the road with the college students. So it's good. He's a sergeant, so sometimes I'll call him Sarge, which he rolls his eyes at.
Is there a salute that goes along with Sarge? Just like makes me want to immediately put my hand up. I can't help it. I just immediately just go Sarge.
Yeah.
Have not served in any way, but I'm just like, I'm like, that feels like the rank that you start saluting at, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can imagine like Bloomington's got to be an interesting place to just keep the college kids straight.
Yeah. He's worked with them for 15 years, so he has seen a lot of things, a lot of very dumb things.
Yeah.
There was a kid that jumped out of a second story window of a fraternity during a party, and he exploded his knees, and my husband got there and said, as he was helping him, he's like, "Why did you do this?" And the kid said, "YOLO, man. YOLO." When people were still saying YOLO, but that's how old that story is. And people were still saying that. But it was like,
you only get one
pair
of knees.
Yes, come on. Yeah, you only get one pair of knees. Yeah, so I don't know what that kid is up to these days. That now very much adult.
Yeah. Oh,
he's not playing any contact sports. I know that.
No.
No high impact exercise.
Yeah, he's walking around like Hank Hill's dad. The feels.
Yeah.
Exactly. Congratulations, man. Looks great life. Oh man. Has anybody ever like, so you just stand up in the town and then he's the sergeant in the town. Does like anybody been like, wait a second?
Yes. The answer to that is yes. So yeah, I will. I'll do shows sometimes, and then people will come and be like, "Oh, I know your husband. I know who you're talking about." And he has had the other way. He has made a traffic stop, and then then like, "I know your wife." Okay, well, you're still speeding. But
yeah, just because you do open mics with my wife doesn't mean you can drive recklessly. That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of thing that we're both like fairly well known in different circles of a small town, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. That we had a plumber come to the house, and they were like, and he goes, "I see your last name is Sung. Do you know Shanda Sung?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's my wife." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm big with the plumbers." That's
Hey, you know what? It's a good demo. They're always working because there's always shit, that'll never stop.
Yeah.
The shit'll never stop flowing. So they're one of the few businesses that is safe.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting watching like, all the trades of just like one ultimately, I think in the end of just like, yeah, well, you can't replace this. You still will need us to do the stuff.
Yeah, right. AI is not like wiring your house.
No, exactly. Again, my brother's a contractor and he's just like, there's more jobs than I could ever take in my life. Like there's just not enough people like learning how to do this stuff too. So it's like, yeah, no, well, glad I can't do anything, but I'm glad you can.
Yeah. My family, as most hillbillies are pretty capable, jack of all trades kind of thing. So that I can do that. I can passably do several things. Electrical does scare me, so I won't ever do any of that. But like, I have like removed and replaced our toilets and done like kind of light plumbing and stuff like that. So I'm always just like taking on a project, and then my husband will come home and there's like a hole in the wall or something. And he's like, "Oh, all right, we're doing this, I guess." Like pregnant, just in a bra, like painting at 11:30 p.m. Like, all right, we're doing this now.
Exactly. Just like Tim the Toolman Taylor with a breast reduction is
exactly. That's right. Yeah, the room I'm in right now is actually like my craft pit. I have like my sewing machines over here. I got just piles of junk all over. It's where I put everything that I don't. It's like the good paint and the good glue and the good scissors that I don't want the kids to use. It's all buried down here. I'm always up to something.
I love craft.
It's better for comedy.
Yeah.
If I feel stuck on something, I'll just like come start another craft project, start sewing something, and it's like shake something loose in my brain.
I agree. I think it's important for comics to get tactile sometimes. I think it's like nice to, like, me and my boyfriend are doing like we're taking like a watercolor class at the community college like every Sunday for like 6 weeks, because we're just like, let's just like go learn a new thing. Like we like to do just like painting stuff, but we like don't have any like real skill of it at all. But it was just like, let's just go do something just to kind of shake things up a little bit, try something new.
Yeah.
And like it's been fun. Our teacher's not good. He's very talented painter, but he's very bad teacher.
I don't even know how like you would teach painting, It just seems like too ineffable to be like, just make it look good.
He just keeps
better than
saying it's all in the water. He just keeps saying it's all in the water. And we're like, then show us what that means. Like he just finally did a demo yesterday for the first time, but he's teaching it like Yoda taught Luke how to be a Jedi, where you're like, why am I doing? I don't understand. Could you give me
Why are you speaking in riddles?
It's full riddles. It's just like it's all in the water. And I'm like, stop.
Wax on, wax off, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
The biggest problem I'm having right now as a parent, the biggest problem is that my husband goes by daddy to my kids. I don't like that at all. I've talked to them about it. I'm like, how are we feeling about daddy? Are we ready to go to dad? Pa? Papa? Father? Josh? Anything would be better than this. And they look at me with their little angel faces and they ask why. And I can't tell them. I can't look at my sweet babies and explain to them why I feel uncomfortable calling my sexual partner daddy in Target, okay? Well, sweetheart, mommy's getting horny in Home Goods, all right? It's a clean up on aisle 3. You know what I mean. It's a problem. It doesn't help that my husband is kind of a daddy. He is. He is very hot. It's great. If you have the opportunity to marry a hot person, you should look into it. I do recommend. I like to tell that joke and then see who's not looking at their partner. I fucking tried. I don't know what happened. My husband is hot, though I can say objectively he is hot because I have people tell me how hot he is. Like, I've even had people who know me meet him, and they're like, you should have warned me about how hot your husband is. Which is fucking rude, I think. I just thought my whole vibe, people just assumed I have a trophy husband. Is that not what I'm putting out? I'm a catch, damn it. I'm just saying, I don't like it when people look at me like I'm the Kevin James of my relationship.
Well, Shanda, thank you so much. The album is available right now for pre-order. It will be everywhere February 7th. And you can buy it on Amazon, iTunes, and Bandcamp, and then stream it after the 7th, literally anywhere you stream anything. Where can people find you online and see your tour dates and everything else?
I do most of my posting on Instagram, Shanda.Sung, and I am new on Blue Sky. Given that the try, I feel like we're in a social media upheaval. So, like, where are we going to be in 2 months? Who knows? But for now, Instagram, and you can always email me, shanda.sung@gmail.com, and
hell yeah,
we can chat.
The email, I think, is the thing we should start giving out more. I think
that's what I feel like too.
Let's get back to the emails. Follow Burn This Records at burnthisrecords@gmail.com. And I think that's where you can find us. And all right, everybody, go buy the album and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.